All right, just for kicks and giggles, look at these two graphics. Here's where Hillary stands right now in her contest against Bernie Sanders. Look at this. Bernie Sanders virtually tied her in Iowa and in Nevada. But look at the delegate count she has. And he throttled her in New Hampshire. But right now, it still looks like David and Goliath. That's because of the Democrat Party rules regarding super delegates. Now, look at this graph of the current standing with Trump and the others. The Republicans have fewer delegates, so the number that Trump has to reach is just over 1,200. That magic number is, it'll be largely decided, not totally, but largely decided with Super Tuesday, which is coming up on March 1st. The Republican Party also has superdelegates, but they're treated very differently. First of all, the Democrats have about 15% of their total delegate count as superdelegates. The Republicans only have about 7%, but they don't get to go into the Republican convention as free spirits. The Republican rules, because remember, the delegate process is not a governmental function. It's decided by the party. The Democrat Party writes its own rules for the Democrat convention and the process by which they nominate a candidate to run for president. So they created the rules that allow these 712 superdelegates to be in the hip pocket of an establishment candidate. All right? The Republicans have superdelegates, but the Republican Party rules are very different. First of all, there are 3 superdelegates per state, and they're from the party establishment, but they are obligated to vote for the person who won the state. So they don't get to go in and tip the balance. They're obligated to go in. Here's what the Republican establishment people are talking about behind the scenes right now. If Trump does not get his magic number, tell me that number if you would, please. I think it's 1224. All right, I'll get you the number in the next segment. If he doesn't hit that number with the delegates that he wins through the primary process, I'm sorry, it's 1,237. If he doesn't hit that number, then it becomes a contested convention. What that means is after the first vote, when all the state delegates that were won throughout the primary process, let's say Trump has 1,201 and Ted Cruz has 487 and Marco Rubio has 422 and Ben Carson has 200 and Kasich has 180. And then you've got, the couple that Chris Christie won. At that moment, after the first vote, almost every state in the union says you delegates are now free to vote for who you want. There's 2 or 3 states that the delegates have to wait till a second round. But for the most part, at that point, it's anybody's game. And then those superdelegates from the Republican side, about a little over 160 superdelegates, they can vote for whoever they want. Now, here's why this is a nightmare for Trump, and it's why the Republican establishment is colluding behind closed doors right now to deny Trump the nomination. I'm going to take a break. When I come back, I will explain to you why, if Donald Trump does not win in the first ballot, if he doesn't have the 1,237 delegates that he needs to get the nomination, he probably won't be the Republican nominee. I'll explain it to you when I come back. Don't go away.